Thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. We've learned some tragic news over the last several days. The number of Torontonians living in tents on the street has doubled in the last year. This is a new problem. We didn't have tent cities before Justin Trudeau. You can almost call them Trudeau towns. These tent cities are appearing all across Canada after 8 years of Justin Trudeau. After 8 years of Trudeau, the average mortgage payment has doubled. After 8 years of Trudeau, the average rent has doubled. After 8 years of Trudeau, the needed down payment on an average house has doubled. And we learned just this week in the Toronto Star, the most loyal Liberal newspaper, that after 8 years of Trudeau, the average family in Toronto earning the average wage would have to save for 25 years to make a down payment. You know, before Trudeau, 25 years was the time it took to pay off a mortgage. Now it's the time it takes just to get a mortgage. Why is this happening? How did Trudeau manage to double housing costs? Well, the answer is his inflationary deficits have driven up interest rates on mortgage payments. We saw that he introduced a $60 billion of inflationary spending in his most recent budget, a budget I'm fighting tooth and nail. That works out to $4,200 for every family in Canada. What is happening? It's causing inflation to go up again, which forced the Bank of Canada to increase interest rates on mortgage holders. How many Torontonians are going to lose their homes? Justin Trudeau told Torontonians to take out $1 million mortgages so that they could buy homes in 2021 and 2022. Those mortgages are going to come up for renewal at higher rates, and we are going to have a massive mortgage meltdown. And it will be ground zero, will be right here in Toronto, where the house prices have been the most insane after 8 years of Justin Trudeau. We need to avoid this meltdown. And that's why I will balance the budget to bring down inflation and interest rates, to save Torontonians from a massive financial crisis that is right in front of us over the next several years. But secondly, we need more homes. After 8 years of Trudeau, we have the fewest houses per capita of any country in the G7, even though we have the most land to build on. It's crazy. The Americans have 10 times the people to house on a smaller landmass, and yet their house prices are roughly half of ours. They have more houses per capita than we do. Why don't we have more houses? Well, because Justin Trudeau's gatekeepers over there in City Hall have been blocking home building. Local government gatekeepers block permits, delay construction, wrap projects in red tape, and prevent builders from putting roof overhead. In Toronto, roughly $300,000 of the cost of a new home is just permitting, zoning, taxes, development charges. In Vancouver, it's up to $600,000. So I'm here with a very clear message. Justin Trudeau's policy of giving billions of dollars to local government gatekeepers who block housing construction is over. And let me make this message clear to mayoral candidates. When I'm Prime Minister, unlike Trudeau, I'm not going to give you money to block housing construction. I'm going to require big cities increase home building permits by 15% per year, or they will lose some of their federal infrastructure funds. Those that speed up and lower the cost of permits and free up land will get a building bonus. The more you build, the more federal money you will get. I will reward the builders, and I will fire the gatekeepers. I will require every federally funded transit station be pre-permitted for high-density apartments all around so that our young people and seniors don't even need to own a car. They can live right next to transit. And I will sell off 6,000 federal buildings. Big, ugly, empty buildings will be sold off and turned into beautiful housing for our young people right across this country. We need to get rid of the gatekeepers. We need to balance the budget to bring down inflation and interest rates. We need to bring homes Canadians can afford. It's common sense, the common sense of the common people united for our common home. Your home, my home, our home. Let's bring it home. Thank you. I welcome your questions. Yes, sir.
So now that the Toronto mayoral election has been going on for a couple of months now, has there been any candidates that have caught in your eye and would be perhaps good for Toronto in your view?
Well, what I would say to that is I'm not going to name a particular name, but I would say to Torontonians, vote for someone who will fire the City Hall gatekeepers so that we can speed up housing construction. The exclusionary policies of the gatekeepers at City Hall, who Trudeau's been funding, are driving our immigrants, our working class, and our working poor into the streets. So vote for someone who will allow us to build millions and millions of homes so that Canadians can put a roof over the head. And I'm making it clear to all the mayoral candidates that I'm not going to do what Trudeau does and give you billions of dollars to block home building. I'm going to require cities build more homes or they're going to lose federal infrastructure money. The more they build, the more money they will get. Fire the gatekeepers, bring homes Canadians can afford. Anyone else? Yes.
I'm from CBC News. My name is Tessa. Would you be able to answer the question both in English and French?
Yes, I will.
The victims, Paul Bernardo's victims' families weren't enough of a time to be notified about the fact that he was being transferred from a high security to medium security facility. Should there be a legislative change so that way criminals' privacy rights to notify the victim ahead of time that criminals are getting transferred from high to medium security facilities?
Yes, absolutely. But more important than that, I would reframe the question, because I would never allow mass murderers to be moved from maximum to medium security. And Justin Trudeau has the power to tell his public safety minister to issue an order that all mass murderers must serve their entire sentences in a maximum security prison. And I'm calling on Trudeau to direct his minister to do that. It is unacceptable that someone who's done a mass murder should be allowed to go to a medium security prison under any circumstances. So I guess in a sense I would answer your question differently. I don't think families should ever have to be notified that a mass murderer is being moved to medium security, because they never should it never should happen. And I think it is outrageous that Justin Trudeau is allowing this monster to have the privilege of going to medium security instead of staying in a maximum security where he should rot until he leaves in a coffin. Donc, oui, la famille aurait dû être informée, mais plutôt que ça, moi, je pense que Justin Trudeau devrait utiliser le pouvoir qu'il a pour désigner tous les meurtriers en masse de rester dans les prisons de sécurité maximale. Il ne devrait jamais y avoir une occasion où un meurtrier comme Paul Bernardo soit déménagé d'une prison maximale sécurité aux sécurités médium. Donc, Justin Trudeau a le pouvoir de renverser cette décision. Il est le premier ministre. Son ministre devrait dire et de revendiquer du système que tous les meurtriers qui ont tué des gens doivent rester dans les prisons maximales.
Bonjour. Déborah de Radio-Canada. Le gouvernement libéral entend pérenniser la formule hybride au Parlement. Qu'en pensez-vous et quel impact cela peut-il avoir sur la démocratie?
Merci pour la question. Je pense qu'on devrait retourner au Parlement. Monsieur et Madame tout le monde, les gens qui font le travail, ils vont au bureau, ils vont dans leur chantier de construction pour faire le vrai travail. C'est assez des vacances de Justin Trudeau. Je pense que c'est le premier ministre qui a pris le plus grand nombre de vacances parmi tous les premiers ministres dans l'histoire du pays. Il devrait... assez, c'est assez. La COVID est finie. C'est le temps de retourner au Parlement pour faire le travail en personne.
Yeah, so another question. Recently, the New Brunswick Premier has made changes to their LGBTQ protection policy, requiring teachers to notify parents before they change the use of their pronouns or in their given name. What is your position on the matter?
I'll let provinces make decisions about their education system. All right, thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy this beautiful weather today. And thank you very much for coming out, everyone. I really appreciate it. Bye now.